Excellent. Here we are. So, I know I mentioned in the past that the bearded beast would be joining us at this time. I haven't heard anything back from my companion in that regard, so I am going to reach out as we play and see if he is prepared to join. If not, we may continue and we'll just start a new character when it's time to, when he would like to join. I think that would be the easiest way to handle this. All right, give me just a moment to get my invitation out. All right, fantastic. All right, with that out of the way, we're going to jump back into our game. Okay, let's get some music going again. All right. Here we are. All right. So, you may notice a difference in level from the last time when I jumped on. I did some grinding on professions while I was waiting on Fred to join, and did some changes to my aesthetics. Just went and grabbed that. So the level up was due to the crafting, which also provided experience. I probably should have turned that off. I forgot that was available as an option, just so I could stay kind of where we're at. We have now over-leveled from this area, but that's okay. Even if our friend joins us during this time, I don't mind backtracking at all. So, and it's not like this is a race to end game, you know, this is just a slow, cozy game, and we're gonna kind of relax as we go on. So this one's kind of grayed out, but that's okay, we're still gonna do the quests. We're gonna finish up this area, and again, if our friend joins us, we will continue on with him. Backtrack. Just double check. I hope he's okay. I haven't heard from him all day, so it's always a concern. Hopefully it's good things, all good things. Alright, so we turned this down last time. This was, I was worried about what we might see. I'm trying to hit level 20 without dying, but now that we've over-leveled most of this area, I'm not really concerned about it. We are on a higher difficulty, though. So let's see. I really appreciate your help with that Dimitrov. When I go to complete that dare, now I know how to do it, and then it's possible, and that's going to make a big difference. But you are not going to believe this. The bully has issued a second dare. He must know I am well prepared to finish the first one, so he's already made up the second one. Will you help me with this one too? I simply must know if this is possible. The same rules are at play this time as there was for the first time. 5 minutes out there and 5 minutes back. I'll mark the spot on your map as I did before. This time you're going within view of the flooded city of Tharbad. Alright. So we're going to accept that quest, and it is time limit, 5 minutes to get there. We're going to mount up. That should make it nice and easier. Yep, there it is up there. So we're going to run on that way. Oops, I forgot to open my If you're watching, feel free to let me know where you're watching from. Is it YouTube, Twitch, Kick, Rumble? We're streaming on all 4 platforms. Starting January 5th, you'll start seeing uploads to my YouTube and Rumble, where I've cut the devotional periods into readings of the chapters. And then I've also cut the gameplay, so that way you can catch exactly what you want to see during that time. Catch back up with anything you might have missed. Okay, well, that was not the right one, I don't think. But there is another quest here. I think we've got some time to explore. Meeting of the Ways. Meeting of the Ways is on one of... It's the one Illyria described. I don't know what that means. I think that was supposed to be like a clue that we're supposed to get onto this road. And go on this way. Some copper there. Should grab it. Some copper there. Should grab that too. Let's see. Almost there. Alright, let's see. Well, that looks like something. What is that? Shovel stands abandoned here in the dirt. Oh, now I gotta return to her. Okay. Oh, no, so that other one is a different quest, but we did the time limit one, so I guess that's what's important. And like I said, we have a lot of extra time, so I'm gonna grab these copper deposits. And there was one right over here. Might as well grab that. And then we'll get back on the road and find that. It makes 3 copper deposit, which is good. A little bit of lag. There it is. So let me know what your favorite kind of trade is that you like to do. I know that they're not super important for endgame. Some of them are more preferred than others, like Scholar's really preferred for the dyes that it can make. That can save a lot of money because I know that they sell some colors like black dye in the cash shop, but you can get it fairly cheap off the auction house as well. And kind of requisition someone to make it for you, or again buy it off the auction house. I don't know what this one is. Is it because I'm mounted? What am I supposed to do? Oh, I gotta look here. Yep, no sound breakers. Cool. Bet there's another spot I'm supposed to check. Oh, I guess not. That was it. Alright, we're gonna run back. Look at that, more copper. And we've got 3 minutes to go, so we are okay. Slow and steady wins the race, right? Maybe not always. There we go. Alright, copper is gotten. See what's next. What's next? Let me check out my stream real quick. I think something has happened. Double check. Oh, it's just Kick being weird. Kick was acting silly. All right. Try to make sure that I can see all your comments wherever you are coming from. Alright. Ooh, did we not do it? Oh no, we did. Okay. Cool, I was worried. Alright, well. For you have proven quite capable of finishing these stairs. Now I know this one is also possible, and when I do it, I will have less to fear. even though the grown-ups always say getting so near to Tharbad is dangerous. So, what did you see when you got to that location? Anything notable? You tell her that there was a shovel standing in the dirt, but its owner was nowhere to be seen. Very interesting. Alright, thank you once again. This is the last of the Mossword Bully's dares, so I won't be needing your help anymore, but you have been most helpful, and I appreciate it. So we are going to finish now. Completed the second dare, that's great. And now let's look around for any quests that we might need to catch up. We got Larry's done. Sorry, one second. I think my music's a little loud for me. I just want to turn that down just a little bit if I can. Alright, where are we? Volume. There we go. Let's turn that music down just a little bit. There we go. Alright. You say you saw no sign of Uruk warbands along the road? These are good tidings, for it means the road is still a boon for Mossword, and not a bane, as I feared it might become. That road has been key to Mossword's survival for my entire life, Dimitrov. The portion of it we know begins at Tharbad, and although the road itself is broken in places and obscured by foliage, it runs through Swanfleet and passes on into Nedwith. From there it enters Dunland, leads through the Gap of Rohan, and continues on into Gondor. They say it passes Minas Tirith, and eventually ends at a port city along the coast, although I have never journeyed in that land. North of Tharbad, the road has another name. It is called the Green Way, and only Meneldir's people are like to remember when it and our own Old South Road were one and the same. The North-South Road between Kingdoms of Arnor and Gondor. That was long ago, even by their reckoning.
I have one more request of you, and then I will be satisfied.
This may be more dangerous than your earlier scouts, and if you hesitate to accept this task, I will understand. The old city of Tharbad is to the northwest of Mossword. It has not been thriving. The thriving center of trade it was during the height of earlier kingdoms for hundreds of years, and it has been abandoned ever since floodwaters took the last of its great bridges. Illyria raises an eyebrow. Abandoned by good folk, Dimitrov. Has it become a den of Uruks? Is that from where Madthrug's raiding band came? This, then, is my dangerous request. I ask that you go to the gates of Tharbad and look for some sign of the insignia he wore, the mark of the White Hand. Beware, for if Tharbad is truly held by forces of evil, you may be better served by keeping from their notice and not engaging in battle. Tharbad is to the northwest of Mossword. Go just to the gate, mind you, and no further. Perfect. Hello, Iki Inc. Welcome and join. I see that you have me on in the background. I appreciate the support. Thanks for being here. I had to read through that quest line, but I saw your message earlier. Let's see if there's anything else to grab. Alright. Oh wow, I like that outfit. Look at that. Syrian, we got some nice colors. Very nice. I wonder if that's the base or if that's specifically colored by them. Let's see. Didn't we have some other tasks like right around this area? I don't see them now. Where were those? Oh. Alright, so we're gonna go on to the Tharbad gate, kind of see what's over there, if anything. Here's the quests. The envoy from Longaron, that's right. He's got one. I think this gate guard has one too. Yep. Vivon.
I'm afraid things will get out of hand.
I heard a rumor that the children of Mossword have been giving each other increasingly dangerous dares and challenges, and I am worried that these may get out of hand, if they have not already. None of the town guards will be able to learn anything. You know how children are. But perhaps an outsider will be able to learn something. Several children lingered outside the provisioner's storehouse a few minutes ago, and it could be one of the provisioners overheard some of their talk. We need to get to the bottom of this before someone gets hurt. Alright, so let's go check outside the store. Or check with the store. Let's see. Over here. It's the provisioner. Let's see if they heard something. The last dare.
Yes.
A group of children. I saw them. They were hoping to get their hands on as much cheese as possible, which seemed a little odd to me. I did not give them as much as they requested, but I thought one small block from the storehouse each would be fine. Those kids have been through a lot, what with the Orc raid on Mossword, and I have seen few problems that could not be helped with cheese.
Would you lend me your aid?
Perhaps the girl Allah will tell you what the children intend. So let's go back to her. Am I gonna have to run somewhere else for her? See what this bully of her might want.
You had better get going, I think. So long.
What are you doing here, Dimitrov? I thought you would have left Mossword by now. You had better get going, I think. So long. You stand your ground and ask Allah why the children of Mossword needed so much cheese from the storehouse. Her eyes grow wide and a panicked expression crosses her face. We aren't in trouble, are we? It's just that we finally managed to turn the tables on the town bully, and if you helped us, do it. If we're in trouble, I think you should be also. It's only fair. You see, there's a boy named Dai, and he's always challenging us to these dares. And if we don't complete them, then we look like cowards. He's always asking me to run to places very fast, see an item he left there, and then come back to town. If I don't describe the right item, he'll know I didn't do it. You point out to the girl that she didn't complete any of the dares since she got the information from you instead, but that Dai apparently did go to each of those places first to leave the items. I feel like this just means I'm very smart, wouldn't you say? But because we completed those last 2 dares, don't argue with me, it still counts. The Dai has to fill his pockets with cheese and walk through Mossword. You ask the girl if she has considered that she might be the town bully after all, and she tips her head to one side considering it. Huh, no, I don't think so, but I'll think it over. Children. Children are mean. I work with kids in the day. Or extra. Alright, let's see. Where is... There we go. Alright, child.
Rats everywhere!
They were following me until I gave them the slip. Oh no. I'm gonna save the kid from rats. Because they stuffed his pockets full of cheese. Squeaking rat. Is that all of them? You got more. Oh, I didn't finish it off. Okay. Let's summon our raven. Okay. Looks like that was all the rats. You don't want to talk to me? Okay. Alright. Well, he's all done with dares, it looks like, so I guess we won. Alright.
Is it true that I was almost eaten by rats? That's really amazing.
Good job saving him, I suppose. Still now, he's got a really exciting tale to tell. Did he keep the cheese, or did he have to give it back to the provisioners? I've been thinking it over while you were gone, and I think maybe we won't challenge each other to any more dares for a while. For a while, I said. I'm not saying never, so don't think you're stopping us if we think of a really good one. Goodbye for now. Gracious. Like I said, kids. Kids. They are something else. Just like them too. Alright. Looks like we have the one other quest here to run and check on the gates of Tharbad. Over the hill and through the woods. Suppose I should be seeing roads go ever on. Well, these days, with the way especially YouTube has been going, might get copyright stricken just for singing. Pretty strict these days. I've got a deed to complete to defeat brigands, but they're kind of scattered all around. I'm hoping that later on in the questline they're not so scattered, or maybe we can find some concentrated areas of them. And some thick bushes. If this were a Pokemon game, that'd be especially dangerous. Never go into the tall grass, huh? Oh, the map changed. I was like, what am I looking at? This is so different. Gotcha. Yes, these are the gates of Tharbad. And now I look around. Orcs, but no marking of the white hand. Interesting. Wonder what level the orcs are here. $15. Do I want to risk taking it? Some of them are 14. It's not so bad. Should we give it a try? I'm so close to 20, I don't want to risk it for the biscuit. So to speak. If we hit level 20, there's a special title. You gotta hit it without dying though. So we're at 15. We have 5 more levels to go for that. Alright, so we did that. We're gonna run back to the base over here. Mossword. I'm gonna assume that this might be the last of the quests in Mossword. If it is, we are on to Kleager. I want to call it. I'm gonna say Kleager. Could be Kleager. Heck, it could be Clagger. I don't know. Sometimes that old English Tolkien-esque way of writing can be a little bit difficult to pronounce. As you might have seen earlier, if you joined in earlier in the stream, I did a reading of the Book of Luke, and it went through all the names of the genealogy of Jesus, and goodness, some of those names, I need to do more research on how to pronounce them. Very pleased about reaching level 15 because I got this Raven pet. I haven't tried out this other one though. There's a Blood Raven that I unlocked through my Scholar class. Let's see what the Blood Raven looks like. I mean, that's pretty cool. But I think I like the standard Raven. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna stick to the standard Raven. It's nice to have the other one, though. Very cool. I think I've gotten lost. Imagine playing a hobbit over here in this thick grass. Your whole journey would just be like, where's my avatar? I don't even know where my character is. Getting lost in the thick grass. Oh man.
I am not surprised there are orcs crawling throughout Tharbad.
But it is good to hear you did not see the mark of the White Hand while scouting near the gate. Orc kind are always a danger to the free people, but it is the organization revealed by Madthrug's warbrand that most troubled me. We can deal with orcs, for we have before, but the orcs of the White Hand seemed different to me. Thank you for helping ease my mind with these scouting missions. You will always be welcome in Mossward. Oh, I gotta select one of the rewards. Let's see if... Yeah, I figured they were gonna be lesser than whatever I have equipped. Like I said, I did a lot of crafting stuff. So, are any of them more valuable? Nope, they're all the same price. So I'm just gonna get one to sell. Alright. Looks like it. We got some tasks we can do before we go. I think. Let me check the inventory on that. So we used up quite a batch of them. Like, what is half of this stuff? Bind on equip. So I must have picked that up from something. I don't know. Backpack or something. Maybe an enemy dropped it. I'm not sure. Alright, let's see. Where did... Yeah. Nope, that one's empty. Alright, let's try that one. Yeah. Got some stuff in here. Let's see. Tasks. Task. Blunt branches. That one's new. I don't think that was on the list last time I checked it. I got 79 of those. I can definitely take that one on. Next, we'll look at the broken daggers. I have 15 of those. I mean, I could do one. Broken hatchets. I don't see... Yeah, I don't... Oh, if I sort it by alphabetical. There we go. Okay, so blunt branches. Broken hatchets, we've got those. Broken sword sheath. I could do one of those, but I'll just save those. See, dirty scales. Nope, not a one. Light carapaces. 25, so we could do 2 of those. Let's see if we've got anything. Matted fur, 1. Small wings, I think we're at 1. Squishy goose, 1. Torn fur. Oh, we could do a lot of torn fur. So blunt branches, torn fur, and what was it? Broken hatchets? Yeah. Okay. So blunt branches. Broken hatchets. And torn furs. Like that. Alright, so we can do those a few times. Boop. Boop. Some decent experience and some reputation with people of the area. So we'll just grab those again. Broken. Oops. Did I grab the wrong one? No. Oh, now I'm blanking. What was it? Broken hatchet. Okay. So forgetful sometimes. The order messes with me too whenever you accept one, and then it moves the list of them like, yes, it was the first one and the fourth one and then the last one. And then when it changes the order because you've accepted the quest, it gets confusing. Broken hatchets and torn furs. We got this. We can do 15 of these tasks a day, so hopefully we've got enough to kind of finish this out. With the broken hatchets and torn furs. And for the low price of 10 mithril, you can reset your tasks for the day, so you can do another 15. Okay, let's see where we're at. Broken hatchet, blood branch. We still have quite a few blood branches, so at least we can do that. Got one more set of broken hatchets. And we should still have more torn furs, because we had like 70 something of those as well. So, let's see. Ooh, we leveled up again. It's getting one closer to that level 20. Did we hit our cap? Okay. Why is that not opening? There we go. Task limit reached. See? Reset daily task for 10 mithril coins, which I don't want to spend that on. At least not yet. Not here. Maybe in the future. But I don't mind doing kind of these grinds. Oh, task at hand. I hope that it let me. Ah, darn! It only counted the one task. Oh well. That's fine. Can't remember if is that like a weekly quest or something. I can't remember. Or is it daily? Repeatable. A universal optional crafting ingredient. Including this item in crafting recipe guarantees a critical success. Oh. Oh, well that's cool. Feel bad now. Alright, let me make sure I didn't deactivate any of these quests. Swan Fleet to Longaron. Geralt lost no boot. Oh. It's down to Kleeger, whatever. Alright, should we go to Longaron? Or should we go to the other place? Because it doesn't really matter. One or the other, huh? Longaron is a lower level on it though. So let's go out there. We gotta take a pause. We got a taco truck on our minigame. What's going on? Click, 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 click. Check in on this. Relist. Whoa. Got some mad loot over there. Okay. Let's check our crafting on this. Yeah, and quite a bit. Okay. That's good for now. Oh. I'm starving, my guy. Look at me multi-boxing over there. Bet I could do that here for LotRO, but that would be, I don't know if that would be against their TOS. It would like, wow, I know quite a few multi-boxers in the past. And I think it was against the TOS, but it was kind of one of those, they didn't really care at the end of the day. Especially if you were paying subscriptions, you know. It's just more money for them. There we go. Thanks on that. Let's refill the crafting materials before we leave that area. Alright, back to Lord of the Rings. Where am I? I hate that map. Just transition already. Okay, I'm here. Longeron is all the way over there. I probably could have caught a ride from the stables, but you know what? It doesn't really matter. I think we can just cut over the hills. More copper. So what I'm thinking is I can use this copper and mass produce some low-level jewelry to see if I can get it for the critical success, because then you get slightly better jewelry. And then when my friend Bearded Beast joins eventually, I'll be able to supply him with a whole great starter set of equipment. All sorts of brigands and orcs all up and down the mountainside here. Let's get them. Well, not as many as I was hoping. Just the two. Oh man. That is quite the view. Oh my gosh. Again, for an 18-year-old game, it's pretty good. It's got an artistic kind of look to it. Almost like a painting. Well, I don't want to tumble down that cliff, so let me make sure I'm going down the right way. Yeah. Silver squirrel. Alright, to Longeron. Worried that I may have gotten myself into a bit of a pickle. I'm on the side of a mountain. And I would hate to die from a fall. That would be devastating. Not from a mob, but from my own foolishness. Oh, we're going into bushes. Hopefully, okay, it's safe. Alright. Hey, another copper deposit. Look at that. We're absolutely winning here. Once again, if you are watching, would love to join to play. You are more than welcome to. I have kinship called the Shadow Slayers. We are on the Peregrine server. Lord of the Rings Online. That's a US based roleplay server. And not everyone roleplays. In fact, if you looked at the chat, most people in world chat are not, participating in that, but there are some kins who do live events. You'll find like the minstrel class that they have on here can use their instrument for real, and a bunch of different varieties, like you have drums and flutes and fiddles and lutes and all that, and you can actually play the instruments. Some people have programmed in songs. Some of them know how to play them themselves. There are full bands of people who get together and play songs together. Or I think people are probably multi-boxing, if I had to guess. That, or they're just really well synchronized. All wearing the same outfits and everything else like that. It's really great, like full performances in the game. So 10 out of 10, great experience, great community. And then I have yet to join into any of the LARP events. I say LARP, but the roleplay events that some of the other kins host, but in the future, I'd like to attend some of those on stream and maybe run a few myself, you know? I think that'd be cool. I think we'll probably have a special like rank or initiation ceremony for the kin in the future too, especially once we acquire the kinship hall. Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. Ooh, wait a minute, I'm getting into dangerous territory. Uh-oh. Gotta watch what I'm doing. Can run into some enemies that are a little higher. Maybe Longeron is not as low level as I thought it was, but the head shows up. Level 5. The Dunlendings of Longeron need help preparing for the coming winter. A Dunlending you encountered in Mosswork told you about their settlement of Longeron. Go there and meet their leader, Talfrin. I had to stop and admire the bridge here. Maybe it's a... yeah, it's a bridge. It's very nice. It's a very nice bridge. Perfect. Oh. That's right, can't fight on my horse. Let me beat you with my stick, sir. One shot. Shattered pitcher, I need those. The great thing too is I think I can trade resources over to my friend if he joins and kind of help power level him once he gets a hold of some classes. I'm sorry, not classes, trade skills. Or anyone else who wants to join in. The party system, if you're not familiar with it, on LotRO is called a fellowship. And so, just like the Fellowship of the Ring, you can actually set it too, which is a really great feature, to be able to auto party with someone as soon as they log in, which is, that's crazy. I don't know of any other MMO with that feature, but I've never had a reason to look around. So if you got someone that you really enjoy playing with, maybe a significant other, this is a great game to be able to do that. Once again, there are so many scenic environments, so it's kind of nice just to take a little stroll if you're shut in. If it's a rainy day, something else, just take a nice walk through Middle Earth. I wonder what that is. Is that Isengard? I'm gonna bet that's Isengard over there. Wouldn't swear to it. No, that's a tower. That's not Isengard. There's no way. Still cool. I think, look at that. There's another one. Blast you. So I am playing the Lore Master class. Lore Master has 3 different specializations. One of them is more based on like animal handling. You get pets that you can control. Then you have your other class that's really more of a tried and true sorcerer. The pets do come in, but they're only there for a few seconds to provide some bonuses, buffs, or skills, or other things of that nature. And then the 3rd class is kind of a support class, that's what I'm playing. It provides some healing, it provides some buffs and debuffs and damaging spells, And then of course you've got your pet with you, which my pets are, I think I have access to a bear, I have a saber cat, I have this like nature spirit, spirit mode. So, which is like a healing pet. I think that's unique to playing the third specialization. Let's see what they're called. Ancient Master. So if I remember correctly, this class was inspired by Elrond, and it's probably like the only true like caster class that they have in the game, as far as I'm understanding. All the rest are, you know, very traditional. Again, I mean, Middle Earth is very low magic, with some from the elves and of course the Valar and stuff of that nature, or akin to like miracles in a way. So you could say that this class is kind of like an elementalist in some ways, manipulating the elements. The middle one is Master of Nature's Fury. So like you have spells, like this one, Wizard's Spark, deals lightning damage. You've got other ones, Wizard's Frost, Wizard's Fire. So yeah, it's really like a mix between Elrond and, let's say, Gandalf, really. So I feel like to play that. I do understand, I think, at a certain level, so like right now I've got a staff equipped, but you can dual wield a staff and a sword at a later level, which is cool. I've really enjoyed my other character, Minstrel, though, too. The Minstrel was kind of difficult to get a hang of, just because they provide you with so many spell options and ability options right from the start. But once you get the hang of it and figure out what you're doing, it's not so bad. I played I think it's essentially a Scald class. That's the red line, or the middle one for the Minstrel. It's powerful, and it's got a powerful self-heal, which really makes survivability great, even though you are a little bit squishy. So that's a really great co-op sort of class, I think. Check out these Dunlendings. Leave us alone, we'll leave you in peace. Okay, should I just leave? What a warm welcome, thank you. Talfrin, the leader of Longaron.
We are all devoted to these lands.
Our envoy to Mossword sent you our way? Good, good. If you're looking for work, you've come to the right place. Our community is a new one, and there's much to do. Too much to do.
I hope these dark days will soon be behind us.
Our home of Longaron is only recently settled. We left Brundir, or Dunland as you would know it, mere months ago, and we had to leave much in our departure. The nearby communities of Mossword and the Hobbit villages have been very generous to us, for which I am grateful. But there is more to be done if we are to safely greet the coming winter. Find Madog and Talo Gwynedd fishing by the water. They could use your help catching fish to be salted and smoked for the winter. Look for Undeg. She is coordinating our tradesfolk and can help you take up a crafting profession, such as weaponsmithing or cooking. Head northwest along the path by the water. She'll be with other crafters and the community oven. Aluna here is training many of our new scouts, and as much as she may deny it, she could use a helping hand as well as we all do from time to time. Okay, so we have 3 objectives with this one, dealing with the Blood Hollow, complete introduction to crafting, and complete learning to fish in Longaron. That is one I have not done. That's a hobby. So you have fishing and you have birding. And birding. Yes, thank you.
You seem to be a person of good ability.
Well, thank you. Anyway, so fishing and birding. Birding was designed by one of the staff members, apparently, who really enjoys the concept of birding, maybe in real life, and they kind of made it by themselves as a side project, kind of doing some overtime, as far as I understand, to just add it into the game. And so as it goes. You press some buttons, and you look around, and you make some bird calls, and you look around some more, make some more bird calls until a bird shows up. It flies in front of you, and you add it to your tracker of something you've seen. And so each region has different birds that are native to it that you can find, and they come in different rarities: common, uncommon, rare, I guess epic. And so you have to level up your birding ability to be able to see different rarities. And then the birds, some of the birds are shared by the regions, so you can add to the tracker, but as you complete your trackers for each region, you get different outfit pieces and other, I think, some housing items, which the housing in this game is pretty cool. I don't know if it compares to what not Lord of the Rings, what World of Warcraft has recently done, which I was blown away by. I haven't played Warcraft since I think War Within was the last expansion, and so, but I am very tempted to give it another try. Let it suck my life away. Alright. So, if you're inclined to traipse around the wilderness and fight things, I could use your help. Like Talfrin said, I lead a few trainee scouts. I could use an adventurer like yourself to help instruct them. My students and I established a camp to the east. Meet us there. I'll be going back there to myself soon. I don't like to leave them alone for too long. Who knows what trouble they'll make for themselves. Alright. Cuckoo. Oh look, they have a task board here too. I wonder, do they have their own reputation? Looks like it might be the same. Yep, it's all the same. Which, yeah, great, maybe. VIP rewards, so. I am a VIP on here. I do enjoy that. That makes the game significantly more enjoyable. Because if you are not VIP, you have to worry about repairing your items.
We are all devoted in these lands.
Yeah, so I find not having to do that to be much more preferred, including there are many more benefits as well. So I highly recommend going that route if you haven't already. The cool thing about Lord of the Rings Online is if you buy even one single thing, it won't give you VIP, but I think it'll give you veteran status, which any characters you had while you had like a single month in VIP or pay for something, then all your characters get some beneficial abilities like I think it's writing skills. Alright, another amateur angler come to help us shore up our food supplies for the winter. Well met, I'm Madog, and this fellow to my side is Talo. We're in charge of filling up those racks of drying fish you pass by. If you want to help us, catch 3 small fish off the dock here. You have to do it on the dock here where we can watch your technique, okay? If you need to learn the basics, talk to the self-professed hobby master next to me. He'll teach you the basics and set you up with a basic fishing rod. Okay, cool. So we're gonna go get to the hobby master. Look, that minstrel trainer right there. Look, he's using a drum. I like his outfit too. Dunlendings have a pretty cool aesthetic with all their tattoos and stuff. Or maybe it's war paint. Alright, let's learn fishing.
As long as you do not trouble us.
Okay, picked up the hobby and...
Greetings. Will you remain here long?
yeah. So, for birding, have you always wondered what birds would call these lands theirs? From snowy mountaintops to the lowest wetlands, there are many birds ready to be discovered. With the birding hobby, you can explore the lands to record which birds can be found in various regions. Equip your birding kit and travel to any region scouted for birds by Middle-earth explorers. When you arrive, you can begin to search for birds using your birding action button. You will have several opportunities to spot birds with each attempt, and will need to press your birding action button again each time you catch sight of a possible bird. When the spyglass is held up to your eye, so that's what you're looking for. I'll demonstrate it here in a moment because we're going to spam this for a minute. I think you get experience for doing it too. Alright. For each time you successfully press the birding action button during these windows, you will open yourself to finding a rarer bird from that region. Keep looking for birds until you have found all the birds of each region. Just be aware that after a while of attempts in one region, the birds will have grown wary of your presence, and you will need to come back later to be able to spot more birds in that area. Each successful bird you have spotted will be recorded in the birding section of your collections panel, so go out and spot them all. Okay, minimum level is 5, so you have to be level 5 to be able to pick up the hobby. But, again, it's not so bad. Alright, so we have the hobbies now, and I should have, basic birding kit, so we're going to add that down here. And the basic fishing rod, we're going to add that down here. I'm going to move some things around. Do you want to do that? Yeah, we're going to move this for now. Choose that knowledge of gears. Light of hope. Yes. So you can see maybe on the right over here, there are quests and there are deeds in the game. Deeds are like achievements. And when you finish them, you get cash shop currency for most of them. Or you get titles, or you get something called virtue points. And virtue adds to these skills. These are like permanent passive buffs to your stats. And so you can level up these virtues as you go through deeds. So it really makes it worth doing these kind of side things, but they can be quite a grind. So when I talked about having to fight brigands and Uryks earlier on, those were for deeds, and there are usually 2 versions in an area. There's like a base version, which I think the base one for the brigands is like to defeat 60 or so the first time around, and you finish that, and then I'll give you one where you have to kill off more of that particular enemy type. And so if you do them all in the region and you finish a bigger deed, not every enemy has that, but there's maybe 6 or 7 in each region that have that. And so as you get into tougher and tougher regions, those deeds get a little more difficult to finish. But the cool thing is if you are in a fellowship, which means party, and you're playing together, each kill that you get gets added to each other's deed tracker. So it's really beneficial to play with other people. You can swiftly finish those deeds. So I have decided to hold off on some of those. Like I'm not out dedicated to those defeat this and that. So I can wait on some allies and make it faster. Focus my time on some other things. But I have these ones over here for using class-specific skills. And so, Master of the Staff, I can use Staff Strike against your foes. I need to do that up to 600 times to be able to get that one. So you could just spam that all day. But you have to find enemies that are at least within your level range to be able to use it on. Otherwise it doesn't count. So if you attack a gray enemy or a gray training dummy, it will not count towards your skill, which is unfortunate now that I have over leveled. There was a training dummy in town that I was beating on during our first time around. But yeah, now I can't do that because it's grayed out. There's this one, the Light of Hope. I have to do that 600 times. The unfortunate thing is these have a daily cap too of how many times you can contribute towards these deeds. So I think it's 120 or so for Light of Hope per day. So I'm at 240 of 600. And then there's this one, Master of Beasts, Summon a Companion 200 times, which I'm at 77 of 200. I think the cap is around 75 or so a day. So I had a few from the other day. So I just spam dismiss and summon, dismiss and summon, dismiss and summon till I can get it. But Alright, so we're gonna go back to our hobbies. We have a skill page somewhere where we can, oh that's right, we go to character, you find a tab here called hobby, and then you have your hobbies, fishing and birding. So those are the only ones in the game right now, but in the future I'm sure they'll add some more if the opportunity ever arises. If the opportunity arises, what kind of hobbies would you want to do in Middle Earth? What kind of things would be fun, you think? Nice and relaxing. We're gonna add our weapon down here, because if I remember, this replaces our weapon slot. Let's do fishing first. We're gonna fish. Alright, let's see. So here we are. And assuming we're looking for the fishing lure to Bob. There we go. Reel it in, reel it in. Yeah, we got it. Cool. Whoop. I didn't mean to take a dive into the water. Oh gosh, it gets even deeper. Okay. Ooh, what are those glowing bits? Alright, let me get back up onto here. We'll get back around over there. Maybe we need to fish in the water over there. Oh, please stop running. Sometimes the auto run in this game kind of just keeps going. Let's see what these sparkly bits are. Maybe there's some special fish. Reel her in. Got it. Oh, look, the sparkles went away. Guess that was the spot I needed to fish. Great. Okay. So we have finished learning to fish, and I think if we open up that hobby tab again, you can see, yeah. Okay, there are 200 levels in the hobbies. Let's minimize this. We don't have to have it so big. All right, there we go. And we're just gonna fish for a little bit. Nice relaxing stream. Enjoy the music. I'm gonna change our track. Got a few special custom tracks that I've made for our stream. Let's see. All right. I like this one a lot. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit. All right. Are we getting any levels for this fishing? Well, 3 of 200. I'm not seeing the experience increase on that. I wonder what we can do with these fish. Can they be used in cooking? Or just collect them? In any case, we've already hit fishing level 4. So that's cool. So the issue, I want like some cape shoulders. So the problem is that you have the cape and you have the shoulder piece, and this shoulder piece has like this draped cape addition to it, but then it also has these shoulder pads, which totally mess with my whole aesthetic because you can't recolor them. So that's a bit unfortunate. What you calling about, Pebble? I named my raven Pebble. Pebble has a very big beak. I know they use the same model for the... I think they do anyway, for the craven. For the bad birds. The spies of evil. Okay. So that's not an experience bar on the fishing, it's level 8 of 200, and you can see your progress towards capping out. I wonder what the daily cap is for fishing. I haven't looked into that. I haven't done anything with fishing on my other character. I did some birding though, just to kind of get the hang of it. It is much more involved than fishing. What's this? Title awarded. Apprentice Angler. Now be known as Dimitrov Shadowslayer, Apprentice Angler. Oh, I reached the maximum for fishing. Let's see. Current status in any given hobby by opening the hobby panel. Did we get it? I mean, it shows yellow. Let's give it another try. Let's give it another shot. Hit 11. Me being like, I don't believe you. But if you can only earn, say, 11 levels in fishing a day, I mean, maybe it's less by the time you get up to higher levels, but that sounds so bad. Take, what, 10 days to reach 100 or so? Just over 100. And then, there I go, jumping off the dock again. Right. Well, the cool thing with the birding hobby is I did not see a cap on it. It kind of just kept going and going. The problem is you hit an issue where you kind of find all the birds in an area and then you're not able to like you'd have to sit there and farm away at that same one over and over again. And so we can do the birding right here. You can actually do birding anywhere in an area, and you don't have to move. So then you'll have to go to a new area, I suppose, at some point. We're gonna open up that hobby tab again, keep track of our birding. Let's see what happens. Look at this ugly outfit. This is the outfit that I've got for my equipment. That is quite an appearance. I'm so glad that they have a cosmetic feature, and this is the cosmetic feature. You get 2 outfit slots. You can pay for more, but I don't need that. Just the one is fine. So once again, I'd like to get rid of those shoulders somehow. So if anyone watching knows a better like cloak sort of shoulder piece that would work, let me know. Send me a message. Whatever the case may be. I've yet to find some. I've looked through some different shops and stuff looking for one, but to no avail so far. Alright, birding. Let's do this. So, now I find that the birding sound gets a little annoying, so I may adjust some of our settings here. That way we can chill to the music and then do our birding. He's making bird calls right now. Bird calls will change. Now he pulls out the spyglass. You press the button again. Change the bird calls. Spyglass again. Push the button. The more times around you do this, the rarer the type of bird you're supposed to find. But when you're like level 1, you're only going to find commons. So look, I just got a new deed for common and uncommon in this area. The birds of Swanfleet. And look, troll shawls as well. We're not in the troll shawls, but because the gray heron that I found is also in that region, we get that deed as well. So we won't be able to finish that one from here, I don't think, unless they share all the same. Got some similar Shawkoot. Yeah, the black kite is different. Anyway, I'm not going to go through all of that, but we are going to track this one. That way, once we finish the deed, then we know we can move on from the birding here for common and uncommon. But we'll have to, unfortunately, come back when we get a certain level, because then you get access to, again, those higher rarities. In fact, right now at this level, we can't even find the uncommon ones. We have to be a higher level. Another gray heron. We got the Shawkoot. We are currently level 2 in birding. I think if we get a bird from this one, we'll hit level 3. It's like every 2 we get a level up. But I think it might also depend on the rarity. Like high rarity ones might give you more levels. Yep, there we go, level 3. We got another deed. Birds of Cardolan. So that's another area. Oh, finally. Okay. So my friend the Bearded Beast has been dealing with some on-again, off-again migraines. Unfortunately, he had another migraine. So let me check in on this fine fella here, make sure he's okay. Alright, so just glad to hear that he's alive and well. Making sure that, you know, that friends are important, and as we note every time, every day's a gift. So. I think I'm getting to the point where I'm gonna have to mute that. Look, I got a goosander. Okay. So I'm going to mute that, for the birding calls are getting on my nerves. But we'll turn the master volume down to 0 for now. We'll bring it back up to 0.30 later. And then we're gonna change our soundtrack. Like I said, I have a few different tracks that I've made. Very different ones. Very, very different ones. Some are more like anime inspired. I love the Kingdom Hearts series growing up. So this one is kind of a Kingdom Hearts. If this is the right one. Birding has increased to 4. Look at that. We're really going far. Oops, wrong button. Trying to fish over here while we're birding. Nope, didn't find anything that time. Maybe I wasn't paying attention. Oops. Pushed that too early. So I thought you got experience for doing the birding, but I guess not. I guess it's just for the sake of the hobby itself, and like I mentioned, those items that you can get for doing it. That's okay. We're doing a completionist run, so to speak. We're gonna see if we can get everything, all the things. It's gonna be hard, I know, because like some of the collection items are like horses and pets and things that you can only get from purchasing some of the unique collections that they've got on. Which I've got a couple of things. You might notice some different pieces here and there. I had the Rakish Patron set, which I'm actually having some issues with. We had a world like server crash. Everything went down in flames, but it was weird. Like the world itself had crashed, but everyone could still talk on chat for the longest time. So we were just stuck. We couldn't move. But I didn't know that this was going on at the time. I was just exploring my inventory. I opened up the box to receive the items and was messing with my cosmetics. And, you know, realized I couldn't move after I was done doing that. Look over to the chat, see that everyone's like, "Are you frozen?" "Yeah, I'm frozen, frozen." Everyone's frozen. The chat's still going. And then, you know, that's like a good 5 to 10 minutes like that, where everyone's like, you know, what's going on? And then the server shuts down. And it doesn't open back up until like a day and a half later. When I get on, all the items are missing. And I'm like, I paid for those items. It's a bit unfortunate. And so, my one complaint about the game is that while the customer service is very nice and they're helpful when they do respond, I've had to wait about a week and a half for them to actually get back to me. And so the first time around, apparently there's a reclaim that you can do, and that'll restore purchases that you've made. But unfortunately, it didn't restore this purchase, so to this character. My other character has all the stuff still on them, which is great. But again, we're missing the mount, so that doesn't really work for me. I'd like to add that one to my collection. I actually really like the mount from that set too, especially with my armor. It's more of a navy look on it, but I like it nonetheless. Did I miss that button push? No, I got it. Okay. Yep, we are stuck at burning level 5. We didn't get capped out again on this, did we? That would be weird, because I was able to take it all the way up to like... Oh shoot, I missed the button push on that one. Too busy yakking away right now. There we go. Oh, yeah, I really messed that one up. Alright, we're gonna check on our other little mini game over here. Got a few achievements. Look at that. I mentioned I have this idle game going on in the background, just something that's entertaining for when we have some down moments. You guys can kind of watch that move on its own. It does a lot of stuff by its own, but you have to check in on it every now and then, you know. It's like a faux MMO. It's designed to look like you're playing MMO. Gonna make sure that these bonuses aren't too good too, because this gear can be equipped to the party thing, and like I said earlier, your character's multi-boxing, and so all these characters are my characters, but you can group with guildies too. Like you have a guild, but it's all fake NPCs in the guild except for your own characters. And so you can have one of each class, and you can redesign them, and then you can prestige them. So you hit level 60 with all the classes, and you prestige them. Every time you prestige, you get some extra benefits. Some points you can spend in a shop, and some extra stat bonuses. It makes prestiging easier over time, right? But again, it's just a kind of silly thing to pass the time. Let it run in the background. Watch numbers go up. Very monkey brain, you know. Numbers go up. Ooh. It's entertaining, that's for sure. So if you're interested in downloading that, it's called what is it? I keep wanting to say Tales of Wordsworth, but I think it's World of Tellsworth. That's it. It's on Steam. Get out the way. I gotta get that taco truck. I got so many different like little mini currencies in the game. Just like a mobile game, but most of it's not like cash shop currencies. It's you could pay from in a cash shop to get it faster, but I typically wouldn't. You just get them over time in the game too. My big investment is Lord of the Rings Online. You know, although I do like to support small indie creators like this who do some fun things. I think it'd be fun to partner up with them, make a small indie idle game for my characters and stuff too. Some ideas I've got in mind. Instead of this game within a game concept that they've got going on, which is cheeky and very funny. Have a more traditional fantasy base. So instead of building up your suite of computers and other stuff like that, you can build up your camp, and then you can go on quests. And let it autoplay and render those quests, and they come back with loot at the end, and makes your run easier. Acquire members to your party. That way you can get some new routes, like quest routes. It's fun. Got a few ideas, as you can see. fairly creative and familiar with pixel art too, so I could probably run through and make a good portion of it myself. It's just the coding. I don't have a lot of experience with that. I'm not sure that something like this would be very difficult to code, but it would be something that would take more time than I'd like to invest into it, you know? Like, I don't have the exact know-how, so I would have to invest a lot of time into getting that know-how. Okay, our birding is still going up, by the way. We just had this huge break in it where I wasn't getting any levels, but I just hit like level 6 and then level 7 like back to back. So, I don't know. Lots of the same birds. I think you gotta hit level 10 before you start seeing the uncommon birds too, so that makes it a little more monotonous until you find those and you get extra variety. We'll have to do this in each region, unfortunately. But as we get up those levels and unlock the different rarities as we go on, that makes it a little bit more bearable. And then we'll have to backtrack to these lower level regions once we've unlocked higher rarity. I mentioned that this track is very like Kingdom Hearts, maybe Final Fantasy sort of inspired. I've got one more track on my list. I've only produced about 4 songs so far, but I'm going to try to produce some more in the future. But the last one that I haven't played yet on this channel is one I'd like to use in making like an animated intro. Got some ideas for that too. Be fun. I'm gonna do some channel lore on here, you know. We're gonna have some animated shorts. YouTube's pushing YouTube Shorts now anyway, and we can branch out to TikTok too. But I'm gonna do some other short form content as well, including doing some guides for Lord of the Rings online for some of these deeds, about like what locations you can go to make it easier, or what requirements there are, how to do it. So I'll do a little guide on how to do these hobbies, what you can expect. And then again, some of the other deeds. There are some that are a little more complex, and so like they have specific spawn locations for certain items that you have to interact with. I think there's one in this region that's got like a randomly generated location for items, and so it's just like a small treasure hunt. Hope you stumble on them. Not sure about that, but I didn't see the item there in the location I found it last time I was over there, because a quest took me to a particular spot. And then I found like this, I think it was a horn located by a rock. I just don't recall seeing it there in the past, so I'm really curious if either someone else maybe found it and it despawned for a while, or if they have like a randomly generated location for them. They'll look into that before making a guide. That one went really fast. Good thing we got it in time. Oh yeah, look at that. We have hit level 12 now, and I'm seeing uncommon birds. We got the marsh warbler and a nogbittern. So as you can see, like you see a bird shadow fly by you while you're doing this, and then we can go into the collections tab. We can see more details about the birds, including a picture of them. Which will probably be pretty small considering, let's see, how many do we need left? Crane, silver stork, mythithal, dabchick, and a wade water heron. Okay, let's check out our collection. Shift C. Holy smokes, that is small. Hopefully they update this UI. They've been saying forever that they were going to, apparently, to add for 4K. They let you expand some of these, UI elements to fit. Not all of them. So let's click one of these. You can see a little image of the bird up here. Piloth, and then a little flower of the water. Class is a tree. Subclass perching type pipit. Found in Cardaland and Swanfleet. Habitats are lakes, pools, marshes, and fields. And so you can hit discovered or need and sort through some things. That makes it a little bit easier if you want to look at the different birds. But like I said, it's got the photos of them. It's got what type of bird they are. So it really was a passion project for someone. There are not models of these birds in the game. These are actual like photographs. But like, see here, the gray heron and the nogbittern have the same picture. So it's not like, it's entirely unique. They have quite a lot of them that are just the same image repeated, and then it just tells you different things about them. So it is cool that someone went through and made all these classifications. I really think they must be like a bird hobbyist, outside of their job developing the game. So yeah, look at this. So we hit level 11 with fishing and it capped out, but birding still is continuing at 12. And it seems like you can probably do it somewhat indefinitely. You may just have to move regions. Oops, I didn't mean to hit the birding button again. It's gonna mess us up, probably. Oh, maybe not. Look at that. We got a bird. Not one of the ones we need, but a bird nonetheless. Hopefully that'll increase our birding level. Take it higher and higher. Get these uncommons out of the way. Maybe we can even get to the point where we can get some rares. Who knows? One could only hope. There's a bird. Another gray heron. But we got to level 13. Once again, if you are watching and would like to join along on our adventures, you can join my kin, the Shadow Slayers. I've got plenty of open room in the kin, and we'll be doing some RP events in the future, some initiation ceremonies, once we get our kin house and can decorate it. So that'll be fun and exciting. Do some lore. I don't know if we're gonna stick to like Middle Earth lore, or if we're gonna make it kind of like channel specific stuff. I'm really curious to check out the Dungeons and Dragons online made by or run by Standing Stone Games as well. They've done a great job with the game. Again, my only complaint has been the length of time it takes customer service to get back. But outside of that, again, for an 18-year-old game, this is just, it's very good. Playing it, I kind of prefer it to some of the more modern games, to be honest. I don't know what it is. It's very relaxing. Get a lot out of it for very little too, because I mean it's got the 18 years behind it. So there's so much content to go through, and a good portion of it's free. And they had, I don't think it's still running, but it was a coupon that gave you a bunch of the expansion content too. Like I said, this stuff will keep you busy, and by the time you get there, if you pay for VIP as well, you get a lot of that content for free already. Well, not for free. It comes with a VIP, let's say. But it doesn't come with the most latest expansions, which I think are the Umbar expansion and where are they at now? Rune or something like that. Let's see. Herodwaith. They're down in Herodwaith. Umbar. The Umbar expansion. Oops, I missed out on the bird call. Scooter Brute. Maybe I didn't miss. Yes, sir. I like the aesthetic here. I like these guys. The NPCs here are pretty cool. Oops, I missed out on the birding. Too busy looking at the NPCs. Got some unique models out this way. The Dunlendings. Water Pipit. Let's see. Looks like I only need 2 birds left. A silver stork and a wade water heron. Hopefully we can find those. Oops, I hit that button way too soon. Oh, but we still got a bird. That's weird. Okay. I am going to put on our other track. Last one I was talking about. Check on our game over here. We hit full inventory. So, alright, so we're gonna do some crafting. Almost ready to move on to the next zone on here, so we'll let that go. But let's put on our last track. So as I mentioned, this one's going to be a channel intro. Forgot to hit the button. Spaced out there for a second. Keep doing that. I'm not gonna find these rarer birds if I keep doing that. We're going to stop the birding process once we get all the common and uncommon ones. So really, we'll just move on to the next region and continue it there. I can't remember what level of birding you have to be to hit the next rarity level. I don't feel like grinding it out if we don't have to. I could be unfortunately surprised, and it could take all the way to that point for us to find these two birds, though. So we're at 19 already. But again, that's 19 out of 200, so I really don't know. Oh, look at that. We found the silver stork. I just need the wade water heron. So they've got housing in this game, I've kind of mentioned, and I'm looking forward to they're supposed to release Rivendell housing here sometime soon. I went and toured some of the properties that they have already. It's pretty cool. So they've got some like standard houses, then there are some unique houses which cost a little more, and they are highly sought after by players. So they have like special features to them. Like there's a house in one area that has a tower, I guess, built into it, and so you can build out your property with the tower, but it's completely bought out, and they open up new new phases of the, but only once a certain amount of the property has been bought out in that location. So you have, again, the standard house, and then the slightly fancier house, and then you have deluxe housing, which is more of a premium. And so I think you actually have to be VIP to have those houses or maintain them or something like that. And then you have kin houses or kin halls or whatever. Not all properties have all types of houses. For example, let's see, place I'm looking at, I can't remember the name of it. It's a dwarven one, but it's like a giant, well, I think it's the Lonely Mountain, to be honest. I think that's where it's at. But it's just filled with gold. You could swim in gold. It's crazy. And then it has a few different house types. It's got, again, the basic. And then it's one special house. The one it has is like this crystal cavern house. So again, everyone, it's already bought up on all of the different zones. So you have to keep your eye out, see if a new one opens up. Even the kin houses can be hard to come by, but I saw a few open properties. I'd really like to buy a kin home in one of the locations that has a lot of open housing in it. That way some of my allies can get houses in there when they join. Okay, we are at birding 22, and we are 23. We still have not found it yet. Hmm. Feeling hopeful about this one. I don't know. Marsh Warbler. It's uncommon, but not the one that we need. We got Bird Brained title for hitting, dabbling in the art of birding. Again, we are at 24 now. We're gonna switch our track back to this one over here. I don't want my intro one to get too old, but this track is inspired by some like old shows, like what is it? Storyteller. There's this Jim Henson show called The Storyteller. If you've ever seen it, it used to come on way back when, and it's absolutely fantastic production, very expensive production, huge puppets and sort of animatronic work, I suppose, maybe. And just phenomenal, in my opinion. I really enjoy it as a cozy show to watch, and the fantasy and aesthetics of it, you know, everything's crafted by hand, so there's really not much like CGI work or anything like that in it. Hand painted backgrounds and again puppetry, so it's just really impressive. I don't think they'd ever do anything like it again in the modern age. Not that there's anything wrong with CGI, but sometimes there's just something really special about the old style, like puppetry, like those physical props and stuff. That's really what made like Lord of the Rings brilliant and Star Wars brilliant. Sure, they implemented some CGI in the older films, but it's just not the same. Okay, I'm getting worried that we're not going to find this wade water heron. We're going to be here a while. I hope we don't hit the limit for this area. That would be really unfortunate. Oh, we did it. We found it, I think. Looks like deed, hobbies, birding, birds of Swanfleet, common and uncommon. Look at that. Huzzah! We can move on now. Deed bestowed all the birds of Swanfleet. Look at that. So they're a rare and the rarest bird in Swanfleet. The rarest bird. So there's one singular. If we look at Cardillon, look, we've got two of those there, and then we've got two from the troll shaws. So, like I said, kind of helps complete your collection in between them all for the commons, uncommons. Some various shared between them all. Alright. Back to our questing. Look at this gathered group. They're pretty cool. Alright, we're going to turn our sounds back on and kind of reduce our volume on the music tracks. I'm also going to step away for a moment to get something to drink because my throat is getting a little dry. Be a little dramatic, yeah. Alright. We're back. So I'm going to be streaming maybe for about 20 more minutes or so. I'm not going to keep streaming all night long. Let's see what we got. Is that man running? My camp is way out there. Let's see, Runekeeper, Trainer. Oh, there's the quest. Mistress of Apprentices.
Even the Ohlun have need of help on occasion.
Oh, this is
As long as the
interesting.
sun shines, you are welcome here.
I already kind of did these quests elsewhere, so that's interesting.
Even the Ohlun have need of help on occasion.
Like I said, I've been crafting a lot.
Even the Ohlun have need of help on occasion.
I'm curious if they got some different, oops, did I?
Greetings. Will you remain here long?
Oh, complete 3 of the following quests. Okay. Okay. Chief Supplier. Introduction to
May the
Prospectus.
spirit be with you.
Great. Okay, so I get extra supplies. Cool. Like that. Thank you. It's very kind. Very kind.
I hope these dark days will soon be behind us.
All these ingredients. That's very nice. Get some Vault Keeper. So you have your vault, which is like your private storage. And you have some shared vault storage as well. Okay, let's see. Where's the other crafters? Oh dear. Oh, I think there was one right up here up the hill. Yep. That's the novice tailor. Oh, there's the other one too. I see the ring.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Tool crafting. Great. Okay, so I need to craft a copper ingot and a forge, which there's one right here. Thank you. I will open up my skills, go to the prospector, and we gotta equip the prospector's tools. Let's melt some copper ingot. So, I'm gonna make one, because I'd like to save the other ingredients again for my companions when they get on. They can use that for experience, for their own professions. As you can see, I have 4 professions. You can pay for that 4th slot, but you get 3 profession slots for free. I wish you could have them all on one character. That would be cool, but you can't. So I have one other character. I mentioned playing a minstrel, and I have 4 on that one as well. I think there are 10 professions in all, and so the only 2 I don't have covered are the weaponsmith and armorsmith, which use a lot of these metals. But on that one I have woodworking, forestry, I'm trying to think, cooking, and farming. And so I think forestry is the one that lets you do, like you can collect wood and the leather you get from animals and stuff. When you defeat an animal, they drop leather. And so you can turn that leather into different equipment or different usable, not equipment, different usable pieces of leather. The tailor can use that leather to make light and medium armor. And then I believe the armorsmith or armor crafter, let's see what they are called. They are nearby. Metalsmith, that's what it is, metalsmith. They craft armor. Is that training dummy our level? I think it might be grayed out. That would make things too easy. But see, like this, you can do with a tailor. I have these leather shavings. Why do I have so many leather shavings? That's weird. But I can process that into light leather. And then make various armor with it. So, if someone gets on and plays and wants some starting armor, and you see this is at level 7, you'll hit level 7 no problem in that starting town. And this armor is really better than a lot of the questing gear you get from it, so it's kind of worth it. Lets you bump up the difficulty a bit, and then not worry about that difficulty. But the difficulty is kind of cool because you get these tokens with it that you can spend on some special, like, unique emotes and other things of that nature. But they come as tasks you can turn in. Let me see. Wallet, there we go. So it's these tokens of heroism, and so you have to finish the task by turning in 10 of these tokens of heroism, and then I think it's, yeah, you get these heroes marks, and the heroes marks can be traded in for those various things like cosmetics and emotes and stuff. Alright, so use the ingredient you received. Make a copper ring on a workbench. There's a workbench. I have to equip our jeweler's tools. Going to do jewelry, and we're going to do a copper ring. So here's what I was talking about. On a critical success, you can get a fine copper ring. And it's not like it's significantly better, but it's still kind of better. It's also different stats that it offers. So like you can see the copper ring, the regular one, gives physical mitigation, which is great for a caster. But at the same time, the fine copper ring gives critical rating, which is great for dealing out more damage. So if you're playing with some friends and other stuff like that, dealing that extra damage, especially at a lower level, really makes quite a bit of a difference. But yeah, so I could spam make copper rings after making these copper ingots and hope for a critical success. Although with the scholar, you can make some scholar lore like this, and so I can get a scholar critical chance, but there's also, where's it at? Jeweler lore. So like this one, you have to be level 24 to use it, but it gives you a 5.5% critical chance increase. And then you can also use items to increase the chance by 45% here. So, or a universal optional crafting ingredient, which gives you a 100% chance. So I feel like those are few and far between. Like I would be really nervous using that right now, especially on low level equipment, when I could just go and find the materials and spam it. You know what? I just realized too, I am comparing the glittering copper ring, which is a different recipe altogether. This glittering copper ring offers maximum power, fate, and vitality, so it's basically the same as the copper ring, but it changes physical mitigation for power. And then so the brilliant copper ring offers maximum power, so it changes. I don't know what you would want to get to min-max, but these glittering ones, as you can see, these are recipes that you can get if you talk to the jeweler. You can get recipes for different levels. So I'm already into expert because I had some materials from my alt account. Put it into the task or the crafting carry-alls that I got because they were on sale. Put it in the shared storage, and so when I swapped over to this character, I just pulled those out. I already had some of the materials in it. Even though that character doesn't do jewelry or prospecting, you still come across some of those materials through various means. So that built up and allowed me to get to journeyman and expert. Okay, what was I doing? Oh, I was making a copper ring. Here I am, yakking on. Yak, yak, yak. Alright, let's see. Make a copper ring. Holy smokes, that was a critical. Wait, I hope. No, okay, I didn't use. I was like, did I use that? No, I didn't. Man, do I want to equip that myself? I think I'll just hold on to that. That'd be a nice gift because I've already blown by that because I really need my level. I need the glittering silver, which I need more silver ingots. I can't find any. I'll only find copper in this area until I move on to a higher difficulty area. And I can farm some silver. But again, I want to hit level 20 before I go into some tougher areas because I don't want to risk dying yet. Be most unfortunate. Okay, so I did that one. Need to craft a rough cloth cloak at the workbench. So we're going to go to tailor. I'm going to put on my inferior tailor's tools. We're going to make a rough cloth cloak. Say that 5 times fast. Rough cloth cloak. Alright, scholar. What do we need to do for scholar? Scroll of minor scholar lore. Okay. It's not like I don't have enough of those. Scholar's glass. Go to apprentice. We're going to not that. Scroll of minor scholar lore. There we go. We're gonna make that. Bada bing, bada bing. That's crazy. The critical success on the copper ring, because it's a fine copper ring. I have to make another copper ring. Be crazy if I got 2. I don't think it happened twice. No way. But it'd be funny. Okay, let's make one. Okay, no, that one came out fine. Or, regular. That was funny though. Not expect to get a critical success. No, there's the tailor. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. No. Chief supplier for the prospecting stuff. And the scholar.
We're all devoted in these lands.
Okay. Did I do them all? Great. Looks like that's it. I thought... Did I already turn in the one? Okay. It looks like that automatically turned that one in. Crazy. Show prologue. Crazy. So now we just have the one over there. Man, that camp is kind of far out, guys. Might get over there and call it a night. For the stream. It's about that time. It took, like I said, I'm trying to schedule my videos out ahead of time. It took well over an hour for Rumble to process one of these stream videos. So I don't want to get too much longer. I might not even let it pass through if it gets that much longer. Hey, copper. And a reader. Should I get them? I think I will. I'd like to find a better spot to take out these guys. Oh, I don't have my weapon equipped. That's right. Because we were birding. Look at that. There's those brigands. On a roll. Maybe this is the area. I don't know. Oh, it's 2 players. Or no, that's not. That's NPCs. They are a higher level. Look at that. We're getting into some slightly tougher stuff. Be cool if we could start finding that silver. Of course, if we start making stuff with silver, we're gonna end up over leveling. But that might not be an issue, because then could hit that level 20 mark. Not have to worry. So I may try to hunt down some silver off stream. Might even just check the auction house, which I've got some access to. Am I heading in the right direction? Yes, I am. Spook me behind the tree. Spookity. Once again, as you can see, I'm way over leveled for a lot of this stuff, and that's just from the crafting. I think you could probably do a pacifist run. You'd have to get through the intro, but once you're past the intro... Where are you going, sir? He's running away. Get me out of here. We are on a hill. Looking all around. And still very far off, apparently. Get to this camp, and like I said, we're gonna call it here for the night on the stream. Yeah, we made it to the camp. Cool. Let's run. See if I can do this. Emote / wave. There we go. All right. Well, I want to thank you all for joining the stream. We've had another wonderful night together. Maybe it's a day where wherever you're tuning in from. Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate your support. And I look forward to seeing you all again soon in the future. And hopefully we can get this kinship of ours to grow. Our fellowship. Alright, well, have a wonderful night, everyone. Thank you.